Warning, this podcast contains spoilers and emotional roller coasters.
And lots of death.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the As Seen on TV podcast for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the season finale of Season 2, S.O.S. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me are Clio and Rachel.
Hi.
And Erica.
And I forgot to plug in my camera.
Well,
It'll be 1 second.
Way to go, Hail Hydra.
It's excellent. It'll be 1 second.
We're doing this live, don't worry. So, S.O.S., also known as, I can't think of a clever way to say, fuck you, Joss Whedon, and related people who write for you.
I know,
Is it Jed?
Yes, it is.
How about suck on shit?
Yeah, thank
What
you.
are you talking about? This episode was
No,
amazing.
suck on shit, Joss Whedon. Thank you, there we go. Holy
This
crap.
episode was amazing.
I know this episode was amazing, but
So
I was
why
just
do you
like...
want him to suck shit for it?
Because I was freaking out the entire episode.
the first 30 minutes was not amazing. It was just
No,
it was decidedly not amazing.
The first 30 minutes could have easily fit onto the end of last episode.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I was like, slow motion over there. It is perfect description of what my brain was when I was done watching this. That's probably a face I made a few times too.
So, Christy's camera's locked up and mine's not even on. This is excellent.
Yay!
I love it. I mean,
Perfect for this episode.
how many stereotypical Whedon setups to a character dying we had, only to have
All of them.
Not really all of them. I mean, there was a lot of death, but not a lot of the main, super main characters died.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So we left off last episode with Jiaying Diviner Terrigen Crystalline Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Rest in
I
peace.
still say yay.
Rest in peace, Admiral Adama. So
There we go.
apparently, oh good, we're all set.
Yeah.
T-minus 2 minutes till the next crisis. Anyway. Apparently, Jiaying's whole plan, make it seem like S.H.I.E.L.D. attacked, go to war, destroy S.H.I.E.L.D., and start Terrigen misting the planet.
Well, didn't I say last night that this was a plan? She
Oh yeah,
had
that was a plan.
I mean,
She,
I think her plan was to Terrigen all of
S.H.I.E.L.D.
S.H.I.E.L.D., but I'm sure that once that was done, her paranoid mind would go to another threat with
must
which
take over the world.
not
Yes.
take over, but it would be in the guise of protecting.
Mhm.
I'm not sure she would want to. Maybe she would want to rule the world. I don't know. We never got that far. But
No, we didn't. I mean, she was going to Terrigen the entire S.H.I.E.L.D. carrier
Mhm.
and take whoever happened to survive, because obviously they're inhuman.
Yeah.
There's got to be some of them among them, you know.
Oh yeah,
This
definitely.
But
The odds are pretty good.
yeah, I don't know, her plan plus the aftermath of it kind of reminded me loosely of the whole Terrigen bomb, where they wanted to, I forget who, wanted to detonate Terrigen mist the entire Earth in one fell swoop.
yeah.
So, that was a thing. I liked that little nod there. So yeah, like you said, the first half hour of this episode was nothing special, and as such, I really don't want to talk about
I
it.
wasn't really surprised that Gordon went along with this plan and how evil he turned out to be.
I was the first 30 minutes. Only thing I could say about it was that I almost just shut the entire episode off because it was 30 minutes into it and it was still like really rage-inducing evil. And it was like just like the last episode. I was like, okay, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Well,
But then it
when they
worked its way out. So
my aha moment is when they showed Jia Jing Ying, whatever her name is.
Jiaying.
Jia Ying, with the agent, and she just basically sucked. I'm like, oh my god, she's a fucking succubus.
yeah, she's a vampire.
I was like, oh, so that's how she healed. That whole entire village, she was sucking the life out of.
Yep.
It like clicked as soon as I saw that. I was just like, oh.
Oh, that makes sense. It was nice to see that she had some kind of, power
She had a
aside
different
from just
kind of power, yes.
yeah.
It wasn't.
So she
just
wasn't really super. She wasn't super healy. She was only super healy if she took the life force of someone else.
Right. She wasn't immortal or super healy. She just was able to absorb life force.
Yeah, it
That's
wasn't
old
like
ancient
Wolverine
Chinese
or-
secret.
Chinese secret. Okay, and now another thing. We are going to talk about how amazing of an actor Kyle MacLachlan is, because first we finally got to see Mr. Hyde, which
did not disappoint.
Did not disappoint. I love Simmons's breakdown of the formula, going through like how many types of steroids and
Gorilla testosterone.
And I wish I was lying. Just a touch of peppermint.
All I kept thinking was
there was
he
meth
needs to
in
take
there.
the marshmallows out of his cheeks.
There was meth. There was gorilla testosterone.
Meth.
I love it.
There's
funny.
There was always a little something missing, and then he
adrenaline.
Yeah, he has a heart attack and practically keels over, dying. They hit him with adrenaline. He's like,
as soon as Simmons said adrenaline, I'm like, you're gonna put adrenaline in a man with super serum in him?
My favorite.
I thought the same thing. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you stupid?
This was my first time reading the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Reddit since the beginning of this season, and that exact comment, like, seriously, you're gonna give a guy who's about to Hulk out like the actual Hulk, who is a real existing thing, would you inject Bruce Banner with adrenaline? No.
Whoa.
Well, that's what she just did.
I got the impression when they're in that moment that she wasn't thinking, all this stuff that was going on. She was just in automatic, emergency room crisis mode.
Right.
Yeah.
She went back to her surgeon training and was like, we got to do this, 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 and this to save him. And didn't think about it until shot the adrenaline in him, and that's what,
that's what was
the entire
missing.
thing.
That's what it was missing. And just the way he walked and creeped down the hallway, I was like,
It was like definitely,
the whole time.
definitely the Hyde. It was definitely the Hyde walk. Like every actor's ever played Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. When he did Hyde, he did that walk. It's like a nod back to all the actors that have played in the past.
It was brilliant, and I have to say I was kind of surprised Coulson was able to talk him down as quickly as he did.
No, because he wasn't really mad. I mean, he talked to his sensibility. He knew Al was more or less a reasonable man.
Mm-hmm.
He was just blinded by trying to protect his family and whatever.
Can we
And Zhang Ying
acknowledge
kind of lost her humanity after she got chopped up.
Can we acknowledge that he was singing Daisy on the plane?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can acknowledge that.
Started giggling like a schoolgirl. I thought it was the funniest thing.
I thought he was just the funniest thing this whole episode, and I absolutely loved every bit of it.
Easy.
So, let's see, where else are we going here? Subplot. Hunter and May go after Bobby. Well, they go after Warden 33, Kara, and they go to rescue Bobby. And I'm expecting, okay, so this is where Ward finally dies.
Oh, I wanted it so bad.
Not gonna happen. They just actually scheduled him to come to Rose City Comic Con this year in September.
Mm-hmm. So that was interesting. The whole... Okay, let's talk about Ward torturing Bobby, first off.
Oh god, do we have to?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. Fingernails, man.
Oh
Too
my
much.
god. I was like, I was sitting there like literally I was just like, oh no.
from someone who just had a dog tooth go under their fingernail the other day.
Oh, it just gives you the heebie-jeebies. It's like...
Creative way to torture someone, anesthetize, take away their ability to feel pain, do extremely painful things to them, and then wait.
Yeah.
Oh, those things were up there. They were like beyond the fingernails. They were like up here. Yeah. They're like up in her knuckle because her fingers were like this. She couldn't straighten them, and the metal was sticking out. Like,
Okay, so creative method of torture, and
I did see Ward do that at one time.
Well, I mean,
he stuck underneath his a piece of metal underneath his own nail to fool the lie detector thing.
That's true. But it's also not an uncommon form of torture.
No, it's not. No, but anyway. When she got free, I was kind of expecting that to be it. She was going to take one of them out, and the other was going to shoot her, and that would have been it. You know, oh, great, we lost a character. Bobby's dead. I was not expecting the whole tie her up, set up a gun on a tripod, and have it shoot the first person through the door.
Yeah.
That one... And then and as soon as he did that, I'm like, okay, Hunter's going to come, she's about to bust down the door, and she's going to, like, slide the chair in the path, and her head's going to get blown off, and then we're going to lose Bobby anyway.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I had a feeling that if she could, she would take the bullet. I knew.
That's what she was trying to do the whole time, was move the chair.
I had that feeling, you know, when 33 had a gun on her, because she's not afraid to die. This is not right. She's not afraid. She doesn't care. And then when they had her there, I was just like, she's going to find a way to take that bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. And then May's creative solution. You know, don't stand down unless you see my face. Like, there's nobody else left. Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
Yeah.
That was some, like, sweet revenge.
Yeah, and, I mean, Ward he sees May, and, I mean, first, pretty cold, just grabbing her and going execution style on her, which, you know what, in a fair hand-to-hand fight, he would probably lose, so...
Yeah.
Baby.
And his goal was to kill May. He wanted to kill May.
He sees May, and it's just like, bang, 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 and it's like, baby, why?
Baby. I was like, ha, 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 dick.
Yeah, I couldn't help but just laugh.
Me too.
Like, I felt really bad for 33, because I don't think that, Bobby was wrong when she was saying, this is the same thing. You're being,
manipulated,
retrained.
Yeah. You're being retrained. And you know what? If I was in Bobby's shoes, like, seriously, she
had a choice to make, and she didn't know that Kara was there at the safe house.
Right.
She just gave them a safe house address. It could have been any of the safe house addresses.
Yeah.
Right. It just happened to have her in it. Oh, well, it's an unfortunate, thing. But as Bobby put it, the lives of the many outweigh the lives of the one.
Right.
So, logic fits with me. I was okay with that. I thought there was some dark secret, like Bobby was evil or something in there.
I thought it was something else. But that secret was kind of lackluster.
I figured when they were talking about this is what you did to her, it was something while she was in Hydra that she just had to do. It wasn't anything like really evil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it wasn't. And that was our first near character death of the episode. Bobby. Near main character death. I'm going to go with that. Damn it. So, moving on. Oh, yeah, Ward looks like he's going to be the new head of Hydra. I like it. I really don't like it.
It's not like, what did he say? He's not out for revenge. He's out for closure. His big thing is closure. No matter what he does, it's never going to be enough for him. He's going to have to find that within himself that this is enough. But he's never going to find it. So, and he's never going to let it go.
He wants
the only thing I didn't like about it was that Hydra was supposed to be, wrapped up as a storyline and done with, and like even the characters in the movie were talking about, Hydra's done, it's over with, it's settled.
Well, he might.
And
he
now
might
Ward is coming back to bring Hydra back. It's like,
Well, we don't know for sure
let
if
it
he's
go.
bringing it back. If he's bringing it back, but he's gonna bring something back.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, if
He's gonna have his own little posse.
Hydra's never gonna be gone, because I may have said it somewhere along the line, but whenever Red Skull comes back, we're gonna have Hydra again. Whenever, it's gonna keep coming back. That's the whole point of Hydra. Whether they'll get defeated 1,000 times, and there will be someone
Whether or not
to take their place.
Ward actually calls himself Hydra, which he might not.
He would be dumb to call himself Hydra.
Oh, definitely.
Well, because he's trying to get Hydra people who are still loyal to Hydra. He's using the name Hydra to get people to follow him. So
he's trying to
going
get
call
something.
himself Hydra to get those people on his side.
Okay. Yeah.
Because those thugs were like, yeah, Hail Hydra, what's up, boss? Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hell Hydra to that.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
God.
And even though he's not really Hydra, they're still hailing to him. It's just kind of
Mhm.
like they don't even know who they're working for. So
Right.
Hail Hydra.
So, back to the carrier. We get some more Inhumans in action, including the redhead, as they called her. I mean, we didn't even get a name. It's like,
Yeah, that's true.
we're going to be swarming with redheads in a minute. That's pretty effective, I gotta say.
she's like,
being able to...
she's shrugging off something.
Right, she
goes,
shrugs off a clone, and the clone is just fully capable. Like, she loses nothing of herself, really.
And they could go and they go to different rooms, and it's just really weird.
Yeah, really, really weird, but effective
I
ability.
found it annoying that they had to nod to each other.
Every
I
time
know.
they made eye
It's like,
contact.
come on, stop
Did
nodding.
she even talk? Did she even talk? I don't remember her even saying anything this whole episode.
I don't
She
think she
said
said a
maybe
word.
2 words.
Maybe. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe she just like, I'm like, is there something wrong with you?
Plenty.
Are you special?
Right.
Touched.
Touched. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe that's her downside is she can't talk. Who knows?
So, okay, right before this was my big lead up to somebody dying. Fitz and Simmons are talking, and Simmons is going on like, we never really finished our discussion. What you said to me at the bottom of the ocean.
He's like, now?
Like, I love that.
Now?
Like,
Really?
now, really,
Really?
now.
Really, lady?
She had a moment. She
had a moment, and at that point, I was like, "Oh God, no, one of them's gonna die."
No.
Right.
Like, oh, this is gonna be horrible. And that fear came kind of close to fruition when, we got 2 near deaths in the same scene. Here we go. So Gordon's teleporting around the room. Fitz locks him in the room. Great job, by the way. He was shocked. Gordon was shocked.
I love
My
that
favorite
reaction.
part of when Mac goes, "Oh, why didn't I think it?" He goes, "No, it's okay. You're not a
quantum physicist.
yeah.
No, I love when Mac's
He's
just
like,
sitting
"Yeah."
there on the crate of crystals, and Gordon, comes in. He's like, "Who?" He's like, "Who are you?" Who? He's like, "Yeah, It's like, my name's Gordon. Who are you? I'm the guy who kills Gordon." Like,
Well, he
bravo, bravo.
Well,
Yes, you're right. He wasn't.
No. Well, Gordon was stuck in the room. So he had limited space to manipulate, and he just made a bad port.
Yeah, he did.
I love the reaction when he
At first, I thought he caught Leo in the back.
That's what it was meant to be, obviously, because it was just you hear the shink, and then there's it's just like, and I'm like, oh no, damn it, he did kill Fitz. Fuck. Oh wait, no, what the hell? Oh.
Yeah.
Bad port, Gordon. Bad port.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that point, I was like, oh wow, just bad form, Gordon. Wow, like you teleported onto the damn pipe.
I know. There was like no blood, no nothing. He just teleported around it. It's like, dude, that was the most horrible port I've ever seen.
That's gotta hurt. Because
I thought you knew how to control this thing.
well, now he's probably fused with the pipe at the molecular level and dead.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is dead. So that was the near man, and guess what? He's holding a crystal the whole time. and it drops, and in slow motion, and I watch Coulson reach out to grab it. And then as soon as Coulson grabs it, it's like, oh yeah, great job, and wait, oh shit, he touched it.
No, it was kind of cool when he grabbed it. It's like, yeah, they just confirmed he can touch the crystal.
No.
Wait, no, it's just slower in him.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know for sure because I mean, even Sky went into like the ash or stone form before she broke out. So
Well, she got encased in it.
Mhm.
She didn't turn into it. Like everybody else turns into stone when touching the diviner metal, but the crystal caused Sky to be encased in the stone.
Yeah.
Okay, this was my...
As it was flying through the air, I was like, someone catch it! He catches it, like, whoo! And then he starts to turn his stone, I was like, fuck, I forgot about that
As soon
part.
as his finger started, this was my thought process, and
Ah,
I'm not
screw it,
kidding.
I forgot that part.
It starts turning, I'm like, shit, I forgot about that. Oh, God, no. And I'm like, oh, this is... You know, I'm like, oh, Whedon was talking about how he regrets bringing Coulson back. It made his death in the movie seem meaningless and all that. And I'm like, so this is how Whedon's going to get revenge. He's going to kill Coulson a second. As this thought's going through my head, the axe hits his arm, and I'm like, ah!
Yeah, and
That's an awful
I-
thought for that like split second.
I couldn't help but burst out laughing.
I
Right.
did. When I saw the axe come down, I just started cracking up. I'm like, well,
that death scream that Coulson let out as soon as the axe made contact, I was like, yeah, that had to have hurt. I don't care if you're about to die or what. That had to have hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely hurt. So, now Coulson's missing his arm without permission.
he's missing his hand.
Well, his hand. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like
From
here.
the wrist
Okay.
down.
Yeah, it's like,
So that's 2 near deaths in one scene.
We just find out how
Couldn't take
crazy
it.
Sky's mom is. I mean,
Yes.
she after Whitehall did all this, she basically, when she lost all caring for human life because she needed their life to regenerate,
yeah.
and then she lost all her humanity. She
Well,
just
I mean,
lost it.
when she was younger, she didn't want to take the life, but like as soon as, you know, like after Whitehall did that shit, then it was like she didn't care.
Right. One
She
Whitehall.
lost like part of her humanity.
Well, as Cal put it, she had a good heart, and then they took it out.
That too. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Quite literally, unfortunately. Yeah, she's nuts. Crazy nuts.
Well, you know, like I said last week, I said, you know, going to all the shit she went through, you know, it's gonna leave some kind of
We didn't
fucked
even
upness.
mention Raina.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Rest in peace, Raina.
Bye, Raina.
I mean, I guess she really wasn't manipulating people after all.
Well, no, she said herself she wanted to rule, so she was trying to, but then she gave in to her fate and her destiny and showed Sky what she needed to see.
I had a feeling that someone, I didn't know who, but someone was going to see her kill Raina. And then when it was Sky, I'm like, oh, well, there goes your mommy-daughter moments.
Yeah, they're all straight out the window.
Yeah.
Sky figured it all out for herself. Kicked some more serious ass this episode.
Yeah.
Final showdown.
Even with her cuffs.
Yeah, that kicked
Hacking
ass with
into
the cuffs. Hacking in and then just hacking
I
people.
love the fact that, you know, she was so sure that Lincoln would join their side, just give him time. But in the reality, he didn't.
No.
Yeah.
He's not as stupid as, you know, they thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool.
Yeah, was cool. And
I
as
love Lincoln, so.
yeah, I love Lincoln too. Then he gets knocked out by Mac, and I kind of felt bad.
Yeah, it's like, ooh.
I was getting through to him.
He's like, I'm just into that knockout mode right now.
Mm-hmm. So
Kid
Sky,
Bird asks questions later.
yeah, Sky gets into a showdown with her mother, who then decides, well, you know what? If you're not with me, you're against me. Starts killing her own daughter.
Yeah, I was immediately like, find her frequency, come on.
Like, yeah, find her frequency, rattle her apart,
I'm happy, dude, you know, come on.
blow her up, and then she uses her burst of power to push the jet into the ocean. I'm like, all right, good show. Good show.
Was it a good show though?
I don't know.
That's probably gonna do more harm than good.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Well,
but
let's
Cal,
do that.
his that bit of niceness, like, you shouldn't have to live with that. I'll live with it.
Snap.
Yeah.
He just like breaks her spine.
It like picks her up and just crushes her.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She's like, why? What do you think? Why, lady? You're nuts.
Yeah.
You've gone.
She doesn't know she's nuts. She thinks she's sane. She thinks she's seeing the truth, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after you kill a whole village, you just
Yeah, it happens.
onto everything.
So here we go.
Yeah.
Crystals in the water, and then I see them dissolving, and I'm just like, oh shit.
I totally laughed at the ending. I told my daughter's like, "What are you laughing at, Mom?" It was
really funny.
Yeah, it was meant to be funny.
They put the fish oil tablets on. I was like, glad I don't take those.
Yeah, really.
But then again, how much concentrate is it actually in there? Because they do dilute fish oil. Well, you know what I mean?
It's probably, the mist is in there. It's probably enough if ingested to trigger a transformation.
I don't know.
Which is probably the whole point
because,
they're going with.
Think about the whole ocean. I mean, that's a lot.
No, this is how they're populating the world with powered people for Civil War, right here. Because fish oil, it's going to get into other things aside, just fish oil tablets. It's going to be in fish, in seafood, in, people are going to eat it and all that other stuff. So this is pretty much near worldwide distribution at this point. So
do you think that it's going to be enough to trigger transformations, but not enough to kill non-humans? Or it's going to kill
here's the thing. This
also.
The crystals dissolved. Remember how she said we couldn't get the traces of the
right.
metal out? Guess
That's
what? Metal's dense.
Metal
sinks. So the fish just ate the mist. Well, the dissolved crystals.
Got it.
And the metal sank. So everybody else is
kill people.
Right. It's just dormant inhumans who eat this or ingest it. They're going to transform. Suddenly, there's going to be an explosion of powered people all throughout the world, and then guess what happens? The Civil War storyline.
Well, good thing, Coulson put Sky in charge of that little...
Yeah. Sky is in charge of, the theory is it's going to be the Secret Warriors.
Well, I loved their Marvel's official response to this. It said, okay, in the Marvel comic books, you had a character named Daisy who led the powered people, division of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all this stuff. And then in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you have a character named Daisy who leads the group of powered people and their division of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is completely coincidence. They have nothing connected to each other.
How can I not? I love when they say it has nothing to do with each other.
Right.
That's when you know it's bullshit.
It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where they're going with this. I like it. But, next season is obviously going to deal with people just spontaneously waking up with superpowers in the morning. Some of them will be good, some of them will be evil, and then when Captain America 3, when is that? Is that next May?
Maybe.
Wasn't that 2017?
No, I think it's 2016.
It's next year. Hold on. Civil War is 2016.
They might have like a roundabout. It might be a summer blockbuster.
It says so.
A slot.
I remember.
They haven't even
6th of May.
Because I think it's Captain America, then Black Panther.
Yes. So 6th of May, 2016, which will be about the end of next season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Barring anything getting pushed back.
Right, exactly. So then that's going to be the same. The show is going to deal with all these powered people coming up, and some resolution is going to be passed through the government, like they want them to be identified, and then Captain America 3 happens.
I just hope that the next crossover is going to be more impactful.
Yeah.
I feel like Winter Soldier impacted the world of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ultron it set off a few things, but it sort of didn't change the world.
Yeah.
At least the world of the show.
Right, it really didn't do anything.
It obviously changed the world on a whole, but it sort of... Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
With them designing things like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Defenders series and Guardians of the Galaxy and all these different, world building things, they can't really have one thing impact everything now. So
No,
No.
of course.
Now it's going to be really interesting because next season there's going to be a lot of shifting around because I have a feeling that Bobby and Hunter are going to leave because Bobby's like, I'm done.
Well, yeah, Bobby.
I'm done
Oh,
with
we
this.
didn't talk about that. What did she mean?
Yeah, I can't do this anymore. Does that mean I can't do S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore? I can't lead this life anymore? I can't get shot anymore?
I can't be with you anymore.
I doubt that.
That
I
because
don't know.
when she said that, I didn't know whether she meant I can't be an agent anymore, or I can't have these feelings and worry about you while I'm an agent.
I think she's going to quit being an agent. It's just.
I
mean,
that's
because Hunter's already asked her to leave and to go with her, and she did think about it. It was still a thought in her mind. And after what happened to her, I don't blame her one fucking bit.
My actual guess in the whole thing was that she can't lead the denial anymore of the relationship. She has to just go full into it, and that's
Hey,
what I was getting.
They probably left that vague. This was probably filmed, and then we hear the rumors of the spin-off starring Hunter and Bobby, and they probably left that answer vague so they could, it's not setting anything in stone. It's a vague answer, so whatever happens with that spin-off, no matter what happens with it, they have something to fall back on. So that.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling that Bobby and Hunter, at least for a while, they're going to take off.
Yeah, they'll probably be gone for the first few episodes. May is taking a sabbatical.
Yeah.
As you would call it, I guess.
I mean,
Her and her red
shows.
her red undies.
This show sort of follows our real time. So the amount of months that it's off of TV is the amount of months that transpire.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously time's going to pass until we come back.
Right.
So
exactly. So that.
It's to do.
So that's there. Coulson is doing stuff.
Doing stuff.
We don't know what's going to happen with his arm. And then let's talk about the final, 90 seconds of the episode.
Yay.
The final
Yes.
90
Oh my
seconds
God.
of this season. The last 6 of which I wanted to throw my monitor. So allow me to set the scene. I mean, anybody watching this, I hope, has seen it by now, so we really don't have to describe much. But I was so happy when Fitz is yes, Fitz, dinner is fastly approaching, and I'm sure we'll eat. It's like, no, I mean, you, me, alone. Date.
They're so clueless when it comes to dating. It's hilarious.
I know.
They are.
I was
It's
so
adorable.
happy. You know what? I know in the beginning it's like, oh, Fitz and Simmons are obviously going to end up together. But you know what? I'm happy that it was finally going to happen.
I think it's going to be a long road because between the two of them, it's going to be like they don't know what to do.
This is a running sequence. It's a pattern. A pattern is emerging where we're going to be left with a cliffhanger of either Fitz or Simmons in grave peril, and we won't find out until the fall what happens.
I got really strong vibes of X-Men 1 from that.
Yeah.
When they turned the senator, you remember forever ago.
Oh yeah.
So
she got sucked up.
right.
How did that door get left open?
Well, Fitz fell over and he bounced into the container. I think he accidentally jarred the door open.
The door is ajar. The door is
That's
ajar.
that's a really terrible containment. Then if you bump it and the door opens,
Right.
I feel like there's something that opened the door.
I'm thinking there might be something more to it as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I thought it opened itself, honestly.
So then, let's see. Yeah, turns to liquid. She gets sucked in, turns back to solid. So what happens to Simmons? She's obviously not dead. I hope. I mean, that's one of the
She's inhuman. Wouldn't that be a freaking kick in the pants for her?
Yeah, she even if she wasn't inhuman before, she becomes inhuman now.
That would be
I
a
don't-
kick in the pants for her because, we have to protect against them, blah, blah, blah.
No,
all
see-
this
She's
going
not
for-
like that anymore. To
Oh, I
be
know
fair
that, but I'm
to
just
her.
saying. But I'm
Yeah.
saying that would be just
Here's the problem,
icing
though.
on the cake.
If she was inhuman, if she was, a dormant inhuman, she's dead. Because that stone
Yeah.
is deadly. We've been told by Gordon, by Xia basically that stone is deadly to inhumans. So if that's the case, bye-bye Simmons.
Well, they said it could be if put in the wrong hands.
Right.
So who knows? With Inhumans, it might not be as deadly.
But being it's a Kree stone, a Kree device, I have a feeling that she's going to wake up. She's going to come back next season as something.
But I do love. My favorite part was when Sky went and visited her dad, and they wiped his memory. He was a vet, and they wiped his memory, which is kind of I think is a good thing, and
yeah,
because it helps him. I think to have all those memories that he had. I think it was just way too much of a burden for him.
Well, he was a good guy. I mean, we've mentioned it last episode, Doctors Without Borders. I mean, he was already a pretty selfless guy. And he was just driven crazy by the loss of his family and all those drugs he put into him. So having that all wiped out, now he's back to, the good guy he was beforehand.
Meth is a hell of a drug.
Meth is a hell of a drug, yeah.
Don't forget the peppermint.
No. Don't fuck with testosterone from a gorilla.
Right.
I mean, that's got to be some potent shit.
The peppermint was the catalyst.
Peppermint did it. That was it. He tried 100 iterations, and it was the peppermint that did it.
It was a peppermint.
So that was nice, and he, obviously no memory and all that, but very good of him.
The fact that Coulson, he doesn't like any of the Tahiti project, but this is one thing he's taken away that can help people.
Right, this was actually some good that could have come from, the Tahiti project.
Yeah.
Which, very good. I like it. Yeah.
I have to say, I've never rewound an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as much as I did this episode. Like, I did it for that very last thing. I rewound to hear some stuff that people had just recheck. Like, did they say what I thought? Okay, they did. All right.
My whole thing was, and that was why I was an emotional wreck for about 20 minutes after this episode, because of all of the near deaths and the ups and downs and the spectacular acting of Cal.
I do love the fact that Coulson figured out it was all Yajin's doing right from the beginning. He's like, think about it. They took one of our planes, and all they shot was this building. Didn't hurt anyone.
Yeah.
They
blew up the evidence.
Basically.
So, yeah. So many deaths, all that. Cal's amazing acting, and then the last, as I'm like, oh, good, and then Simmons getting sucked up in the last 5 seconds.
Well,
that did it. That was my catalyst.
Yeah.
And then next season we're gonna have. I mean, with Sky being in charge of the Inhuman part of this of S.H.I.E.L.D.
The gifted part.
Yeah, the gifted part. Is Lincoln going to be working with her because he helped put them in safe places, took them home, hid them, and stuff like that?
I imagine Lincoln would be her first recruit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure he's first on the list.
I mean, not only is he Inhuman, he's a doctor.
Yes.
Right.
So.
And at which point...
He's hot.
And at which point do they start crossing over with the Avengers? Because we know a couple months after the end of Age of Ultron, they had that lovely Avengers base.
Well, she said that they need to be hidden. They don't need to be out in the open like the Avengers. She did mention that. But,
right,
the thing is, with Civil War, they're going to be brought to the surface because the government is going to call for like a registering of powered people.
Right.
So they're going to be forced into the light.
They're
going to be forced.
They're going to try to stay hidden, but it's not going to work.
Right, but I mean, at what point do they start collaborating? Because, I mean, if you saw that episode of Jimmy Kimmel, they all told Clark Gregg, all you guys got to do is ask and we'll be on the show.
Maybe they bring in Hawkeye.
Right, exactly.
To help Sky. Who knows?
Yeah, because, you know, you saw Jeremy Renner's face just, like, not saying anything. Like, he...
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, it's
Harry
like...
asked me, dudes.
It's like, he's the one who knew who shit in the cereal. Like, he knew who did it. Like, that was that face. You know, he knew. But it's gotta happen, because... Yeah. Eventually, at one point.
One thing that they've already confirmed is that S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be rebuilt into, you know, the way it used to be. And S.H.I.E.L.D., the one thing that the real S.H.I.E.L.D. or Gonzalez's S.H.I.E.L.D. lost is that S.H.I.E.L.D. is above any one nation's government. Whereas the real S.H.I.E.L.D. answered only to the U.S. government.
Right.
And so once they rebuild it and once they become again a multinational, you know, above the law organization, it doesn't matter what the government says, you know, you have to register because, well, who's to say they have to be in the U.S., you know?
Very true. Yeah. But I think that would be a UN sort of thing, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'll have to wait and see.
I don't want to bring in world politics, but the UN is horribly ineffectual.
Oh, I know the UN.
Well, even considering just our fictional universes, I've always considered S.H.I.E.L.D. to be more like a unit than to be, you know, any one nation's like a CIA or a KGB or something like that.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you there. No, and yes, the UN is pretty ineffectual, so it would probably be some other New World Council sort of thing. The only thing the UN is effective at is shutting down Lower Manhattan when the president is making a speech.
Yeah.
All my friends.
Screw all of these foreign diplomats and foreign presidents or everything. When the president of the United States comes to speak at the UN, that's it. Gridlock. Done. Don't try to go anywhere in the city. You're fucked.
Yeah, all my friends on Facebook were talking about how when the president came to Portland and the city shut down.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it shut down before he even got here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's what they do.
It was really kind of ridiculous because he didn't get here until like 4 or 5 o'clock, and my husband gets off work at 2, and they're already starting to. I'm like, really?
God forbid the Pope visits, too.
Yeah.
So, all in all, this was a great season finale. It was probably one of the very few episodes of any TV show that had me sitting here utterly, emotionally, like, freaking the hell out.
Yeah.
Like, very few shows can do that to me. I mean, okay, I could tell you that one episode that actually had me glued to the TV, and it was another Whedon thing. It was episode 8 of Firefly, when the ship is out of gas, and it's the way they did. Yeah. That episode had me dead silence staring at
this
the
is
screen.
My second show that has totally just emotionally wiped me that I've done this week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, even this week. You're right.
The one thing good about this show, and you probably didn't get it if you were watching live, but in my download copy, it really felt like it, is it felt like a movie. It felt like an actual MCU movie.
This episode, yeah, you're right.
It was an hour and 20 minutes long, or 25 minutes long, and it was just straight through. They didn't have a lot of the TV tricks where you do television bumpers with the commercials, and you do. It was just like a movie. It was really good.
There's one thing I'm kind of curious of. When Sky was tapping into her mom when they were both fighting, and Jia Ying's face started all her scars just started opening up, and I'm like thinking maybe if she can tap into other people's powers, or could she maybe for a short time have their powers?
No,
she was found the frequency, and I guess whatever it was started just opening up her scars.
As they said, her power is every molecule in the universe vibrates, and that, yes, but she could tap into those vibrations. So she was basically tapping into the vibration of her mother's molecules and tearing her apart. So all her old scars started opening and shit. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a possibility. There are people. I mean, there are a lot of superheroes that could do that temporarily, have someone else's powers.
Right. I saw a comparison of Jia Ying to Rogue, actually, from a couple of people. So, I mean, she was like a non-power absorbing rogue.
One of the coolest things about Skye, if you actually think about it in a superhero-esque, manner, she's probably one of the few people that can shut down anyone else's powers. Just because of getting into the specific frequencies and such, and just manipulating reality.
So yeah,
probably her and Scarlet Witch would probably be like the two, top tier people.
And they mentioned
they're just now training though. So.
Right, they're just now training. One of the was it Gordon, I think, who mentioned one of the Inhumans mentioned that Skye's powers are ridiculously dangerous.
Right.
Yeah.
So, how far does that power go? Like, would she, for instance, be able to tap into Mjolnir and vibrate that into a billion pieces?
That'd be interesting to
Theoretically, she probably could, if she was powerful enough, or she focused enough. But that's just getting into stuff.
I think if she actually focused on it, she could lift it pretty easily, even without the whole, birdie thing. Just
the whole enchantment thing.
Yeah, molecular physics. Pick it up, swing it.
Actually, I think if to use a term my wife likes using here, I think if she was in the presence of Thor, she would just puddle instantly. Because ladies love Thor.
It's the hammer.
It's the hammer. Anyway, is there anything else we missed?
I don't know about you guys, but watching the lady who was in charge of I forgot her name. The lady who was in charge of the ship.
The carrier.
The carrier.
I forget her name too.
Yeah. Yeah, but I can totally see her in charge of S.W.O.R.D.
Ooh, yeah, you know what? Holy crap, I didn't even think of that.
When she was, like, managing the ship, I was like, you could run S.W.O.R.D. I want to see it.
Wow.
My other thought is, now that, Zhang is not there anymore, is the elders going to come visit Skye?
I don't know if the elders are going to come visit Skye.
Or call on her, or... There's going to have to be some reshuffling in that part.
I had a thought halfway through this show that what if the elders, because nobody sees the elders, right?
We haven't seen them, no.
They might be dead. She might have sucked their life and not told anybody.
Right, or are the here's my question, because we're not getting the Inhumans movie for a few years now.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not until after Infinity War. My question is, are the Inhuman royal family currently existing in the MCU, or are they going to come about from this whole fish oil thing?
Oh, interesting.
Like, Black Bolt, Medusa, Gorgon, all those people. Are they all currently alive in Atalan, hidden from everybody, on the moon or in underwater, wherever the fuck they decided to make it? It was at one point in the middle of the Himalayas. Well, you know what? Afterlife was close enough.
Yeah, I mean, now that S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of broken up, and they're gonna have to do some reorganizing next season, and I'm thinking that side's gonna have to do the same because they lost a lot of key people too, and so.
Yeah, I'm just.
They're do a little some reorganizing.
It's just a curiosity. Like, is Black Bolt a person right now, or is he just, some dude walking around?
He's John Smith.
Is he John Smith walking around France right now and we don't know it? He's gonna have some fresh sushi and all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's gonna sneeze and Paris crumbles into dust. I'm sorry, no, a sneeze from Black Bolt. I'm sorry, and Europe just detaches from its continental plate and floats off into space. There, that's better.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
I know, right?
No, every comic mentions that Black Bolt. If he whispers, he destroys nations. Like,
yeah.
Well, good thing it's the age of tablet. You just type on it. Sure.
Yeah, you know what? Exactly. I still want Black Bolts to be played by Vin Diesel.
Or he can have, a little automated voice.
Give him a
Like
voice
Stephen
box.
Hawking.
Like little Stephen Hawking.
Give him a Stephen Hawking. Anyway, I think that's our show. That's our show.
There was one other thing to touch on. It's not really about this show though. It's about the future of the MCU.
Then touch on it.
They come out. I forget what the guy's name is. But one of the heads of Marvel
Kevin
actually
Feige.
come out. Well, it wasn't Kevin Feige. It was one of the other people in charge of the MCU, and said that despite the internet rumors and what everybody believes to be true and what everybody says is going to happen, MCU in no point in the future, not Phase 3, not Phase 4, will never turn dark. There won't be a dark phase in the MCU like we all expected it was going to be happening.
But I mean,
guess it depends on your definition of dark.
I think it's not, and I think what everyone was calling a darkening of the MCU is just the stakes are higher. And everything that's going to be in danger is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger in scale. It's not going to lose its humor. We saw that from Ultron.
Well, they were talking about,
No.
like we were talking about before. There hadn't been any like actual permanent deaths in the MCU.
Yeah.
And with people like Joss Whedon come out saying that he wanted death to be meaning something, and all these other people talking about things that could happen, they come out and said this isn't going to happen.
Yes, Josh, you want death to mean something. You kill everyone off in all your shows.
But I don't think that having a permadeath means that the universe has gone dark.
No.
I don't think giving a serious tone means it's going dark. I think you can have both. You can keep the spirit of the MCU, but still have someone die and not come back.
I just want the aftermath of one of these movies to actually be something huge. Like, we had an alien invasion in Avengers 1. That left, a 10 square block radius of Manhattan pretty devastated.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's the busiest.
Yes, you're
10
right.
Square blocks.
Okay, we'll go with that. It was downtown, but it was Midtown. Okay, so that happens, but everybody else just after that they go about their lives. And there's a fun article I read somewhere. I forget where. I think it was Cracked, about how the standard everyday human in the MCU are all sociopaths right now. It's a very interesting read.
Oh.
But and then Age of Ultron. He turns a small town or a small city in Eastern Europe into a meteor and tries to destroy the world. Yeah. But after all said and done, really, what's so damaged? Just a small town in Europe. So there's not like anything really big.
Well, this future.
But that would make it dark. So
the future, everybody turning into Inhumans, so to speak. That's kind of a worldwide thing. That's gonna happen.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
it's coming.
Everything's gonna ramp up to Infinity Wars, which involves the entire galaxy. So it's just the stakes are going to get wider and wider and wider.
And it's really kind of, I don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with it, but it's kind of odd that NBC is bringing back Heroes now, right in the middle of all this, because Heroes at its time had so many tie-ins to X-Men and Marvel Comics in general that now they're basically having the same thing as Heroes going on in the MCU because they can't have X-Men. So it's really kind of funny. I see a lot of parallels in Heroes.
And then also DC's trying to catch up with Marvel now. They're putting out a lot of different shows.
I'm sorry. I mean, the whole that DC's trying for a cinematic universe. I cannot help but think that Batman vs Superman is just going to crash and burn.
It's gonna flop. It's a ridiculous idea.
I mean,
I don't. First place.
It may not flop, but it's like not gonna do. I don't think it's gonna do or be as good as like the original Batman or whatever. I just see so much potential for it to just be a bad movie. But that doesn't mean that it won't make money.
No, exactly.
And Ben Affleck in it. It's a bad movie.
They're throwing all of these, all of the heroes into it all of a sudden. But leaving it as Batman versus Superman, fine. It could have done better that way. But also, you got to realize something. Batman versus Superman, the only way Batman is ever going to realistically win is if he has kryptonite on him.
Which
I don't know. I just thought it was a ridiculous
he might.
idea. I thought it was
probably.
a joke. When I first heard about it, I thought it was a joke. I thought someone was playing some kind of weird, side joke. And I was like, are you kidding me? They're really making this.
Well, it was an internet theory they picked up on like 5 years ago.
It's retarded.
It was something they I don't know if it was actually Reddit, but it's something they literally just lifted off Reddit and made a movie out of.
Right. Anyway, we're going to bring this back in from our side tangents and say, that's our show. Thank you for watching.
See you next season!
Exactly. Great season. Actually, quick. Okay, while you're out, show. Erica, where can they find you and rate this season? On a scale of 1 to 10.
Just found me at Erica Rain 7, pretty much everywhere, and I don't know, probably about a 7 total. Better than last season, but not
fair.
Not like 10. Yeah.
Fair grade. Rachel, where can they find you? Same question.
Savannah17 on Twitter, and I give about an 8, 8.5.
All right, another fair assessment. Clio, where can they find you, and what's the square root of 69?
They can find me at Cliomoto and at Twitch at the Cliomoto. I don't know math, but I give this season a Captain America out of freedom.
All right. I'll take it. You can find me there on Twitter and Twitch at Thilladrin. The square root of 69 is give or take 8.4, 8.5, something like that. I'm guessing here. I rate the season much better than last season, but I'm along with Erica. Like, I'd say 7.5. Just, this is the whole season. The finale was near 10 for me, but yeah. You can find
got a lot of things to do next season, so.
Oh, yeah.
There was so much in the season that enraged me that I didn't like, so.
Yeah. So, anyway, you can find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us there for some more podcasts or some of your favorite TV shows. If you're watching live, we're doing the Supernatural pre-finale coming up next. I say pre-finale because the finale is next week. Thank you for watching, everyone.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I made it up.